Hey guys, I forgot. I forgot to go over something that I went over before, but it's regarding Jesse Jackson, right? He passed away yesterday. Rest in peace. Thank you for all your work on equality, the Rainbow Push organization. Thank you so much, Jesse, for everything that you did. And you guys know Jesse Jackson was with Martin Luther King when he was assassinated. Jesse Jackson was like in his early 20s, like 22, 23, somewhere in there. And Martin Luther King was only like 35 years old when he got assassinated. Could you imagine that young? He was that young. But anyway, I wanted to go over a memory with Jesse Jackson. And let me see, Michael and Jesse Jackson. Here we go. And I want to tell you guys a story. And I've told this story before. And why does this other video come up? But I haven't told it often, and I think it's kind of important to tell it now. So let me go to my channel, and then I'm going to tell you about Jesse Jackson and how I got to meet him in person, and I got to hear him speak, and I'm going to tell you how that happened. Okay, when I covered the Michael Jackson trial, right? Oldest, and I had no idea that I would be still reporting on Michael Jackson 21 years later. The February 1st was the first time in 2005 when I covered when I entered the courtroom for Michael Jackson, right? It was 2005, February 1st, when I was credentialed media at his 2005 trial. And where is my Michael and Jesse video? Here, let me find it here. Michael and Jesse. Jesse Jackson. Let's see. Where is it? Come on, find it for me. Okay, here it is. Okay. So now I can concentrate and tell you guys. Okay. So after I covered the trial and then we did the documentary, I thought that I would go back into being an activist and an author, right? And I had a TV show. So my degree is in radio, TV, film. I have a bachelor's of art degree in radio, TV, film, and my minor is in African American studies. And here we go here. And so I thought I would get back to activism, right? Being an equality activism, there were injustices, there were imbalances in life and race. And I thought that I could contribute to it by doing more media. Okay, that was my goal. Then the Michael Jackson trial came because I had my show, True Talk, straight out of LA. And Dr. Olafari Hutchinson, an activist, he has a TV radio show here in LA. And he asked me to go down and pass out some flyers, but I had my TV show, but he was so good to me, I couldn't tell him no. And that's how I ended up being at the Michael Jackson trial. And coincidentally, I had my TV show. So since I had my TV show that was on 5 nights a week, that I paid for, right, that I produced, I wrote, Cecil was the editor. I met Cecil after I had my first 13 shows in the can, but Cecil helped me edit them. And that's how Cecil and I got together. And so we edited the shows, they had aired. And then Dr. Olafari Hutchinson asked me to go down to the trial, which I did. And because my show was available to 1 million people 5 nights a week, I ended up getting credentialed. We were the only Black-owned media credentialed to cover the trial. There was no other Black-owned media to cover the trial except for mine. There was the LA Sentinel, but they didn't have enough of subscribers. Their subscription level wasn't high enough for them to be credentialed, but mine was, so I got credentialed. Wow, right? And so anyway, after I did that, and I did the Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop, and you guys know how Michael and Joe Jackson, his father, helped to get it distributed, because the address on my contract that I did for distribution is the same address as the Michael Jackson Company. You got to watch the Alive docuseries, guys, and be caught up on all this stuff, right? So then around 2007. What was this? November 2007. I'm thinking I'm getting back to my activism. And so I got an email that Jesse Jackson was speaking, had a breakfast, and he wanted to talk about the media. So I was like, oh my God, I want to go. And I think it was 2007. So I went, not thinking it was going to have anything to do with Michael Jackson at all. So I'm there listening to Jesse Jackson. I'm by myself. And I'm listening to Jesse Jackson, and he's saying too few people control too much media, and so we're not getting a full, equality is missing because everybody's voices, there's not representation of everybody. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, you right. And he all of a sudden he says, I'm having a birthday party, and my special guest is Michael Jackson. I'm like, what the heck? How is Michael in here? He's still here? Oh my God. I had nobody to like nip, to nod, right? With, and I'm just kind of in my mind going crazy. And he was making a lot of eye contact with me too. And so then I'm like, oh my God. So after the speech is over, I'm in the bathroom, right? You go use the bathroom. I meet a girl. And she's like, are you Pearl Jr.? I'm like, yeah. She says, I have Joe Jackson on the phone, and he'd like to speak with you. Oh my God, Joe Jackson is on the phone in the bathroom? Oh my God. So I'm talking to Joe, and Joe says, Michael's back from Vegas. We have not heard from him. Could you contact Michael, his people, and have Michael call me and his mother? What? What? You're asking me to have Michael call his mother? Oh my God. Well, I had a connection because I always spoke with Ramon Bain, right? Who was Michael's publicist. And I had my friend Marie, and she would talk to Joe all the time. And so we were able to get in touch with Jack Wishna, who had a company called Rock City with Michael and Carrie Gordy. And then my distributor was Rock City. Oh my God. Right. So then we kind of got in touch and said, Ramon, you got to get Michael to call his mom. Okay. It was Ramon or Jack Wishna, one of them, call his mom. Okay. And we were like, oh my God. Right. So now I gotta go to the birthday party. I gotta go to the birthday party. Right. I gotta go to the birthday party. Well, here is my coverage of Michael at the birthday party, Jesse Jackson's birthday party.
Michael is the host and the executive producer of Soul Train, Mr. Don Cornelius.
There's Michael. I photographed this.
Oh, there's Larry King. And there's Michael Jackson again on the red carpet. He is wonderful. He looks happy. He looks healthy.
This is Jesse Jackson's 66th birthday party. He's 84. He died at 84, 18 years ago. So look, Michael looks so cute.
Now we are inside the birthday party. Jackson. Michael is on stage with Jesse Jackson and Larry.
I photographed this for sure. I recorded this for sure.
Speech. He's going to give an award to several
Very
people.
Gordy.
And Michael is up there to show his support of Jesse Jackson. And he is glad to bring in Jesse Jackson's 66th birthday.
I've been through.
There's Larry King, and besides Michael is the legendary Berry Gordy, who is the creator of Motown, the most beautiful music ever made.
Nope, don't get it, baby. Okay. Can't believe it. You can't conceive it. You can't touch me. Cause I'm untouchable.
Now Michael is welcoming new people up to the stage. He's being very gracious as he always is. Michael's such a wonderful person. He's so great. He's so wonderful. And he's so strong and he's so tough. And there is Danny Bakewell. He is the owner of the LA Sentinel newspaper. He is a black activist in his own right. Not as big as Jesse Jackson, but almost Danny Bakewell.
Okay, when we get to a certain point, I'm going to tell you something.
Now, look at Michael Jackson. I've never quite seen him stand like that with his hands in his pocket. Very macho.
No, get it, baby.
Now, Elbow Grease Productions was one of the only few video cameras that was in there. So this is never before seen footage, ever before seen footage. There was a lot of still cameras in there. And there's Michael Jackson saying hello to a few people in this massive crowd of people that are all there to celebrate Jesse Jackson's birthday party.
See Londell right there, Londell
and Michael
McMillan.
Sitting next to his lawyer, Londell McMillan, who's also his advisor, along with Harry Belafonte's daughter. She's sitting next to Londell McMillan, and they're getting ready to welcome Mr. Larry King.
Let me tell you something. Unbreakable. They're doing a salute to Larry King. And there's Jesse right there. Oh, damn.
And Jesse is so happy on his 65th birthday. Michael on the cover of Ebony magazine. More Michael and Ebony. Michael in Vogue Italy. Also Michael on Rolling Stones Japan. What you got planned, Michael? There's Michael in the Invincible cover. Michael Jackson, you are truly unbreakable.
Okay. So, let me tell you some behind the scenes stuff. Okay. So, I'm there. Everybody's calling me. Entertainment Tonight and some of the others. Michael coming? Is Michael coming? Because I have reported that Michael's going to be there, because when I heard Jesse Jackson say it, I sent out an e-blast, right? So they're calling me, and I said, he's supposed to be here, and sure enough, he showed up like he was supposed to be showing up, right? And I couldn't believe it. You know, he was there, I was there. Oh God. Okay. So anyway, Johnny Cochran, who was O.J. Simpson's lawyer, very successful, controversial. He died during the 2005 trial. Okay. And I went there. Okay. And so did Michael and Tom Mesereau. They went. And as all the famous people were coming out, Michael and Tom Mesereau, I was watching Michael, and this girl gave him a note. And he took it. Michael took the note, right? I was like, oh my God, he took the note, right? Spike Lee was there. A whole bunch of famous people were there. And I don't think I have any footage of it, right? And then Michael got in the limo with Tom Mesereau. And as he passed me, he rolled down the window as if to say, I see you. You the girl from the trial. I see you. Right. And I was like, oh my God. But at the time, of course, he doesn't see you. He sees things that are, you know, angels and things that are high up and rich people. He doesn't see tiny little minuscule me. Right. And I remembered that he took the note. So before I went to this event, I wrote Michael a note. I wrote him a note. It's in Pseudocide. The note that I wrote him, I typed it up. I think it's in Pseudocide. Well, a couple letters that I wrote to Michael before the death announcement. And I mailed them to either Havenhurst, or not Havenhurst. I mailed them to either Neverland or the Carrollwood address, right? And I used to send them these little birthday cards and little notes and all this stuff. And I mailed them, right? So this time I had prepared a letter, right, for Michael. And the letter pretty much said, I'm the lady that covered the trial. I did the documentary on you. I don't know what's happening in my life, but everything that's going on with me is you. I don't know why. Even Cecil, right? Getting with Cecil. I didn't know Cecil's dad was on the freaking credits of the Thriller album. How the freak did I know that until Cecil told me? And Cecil didn't tell me that until after Michael was acquitted and we started doing the documentary. Then Cecil mentions, oh yeah, my dad is on the credits. Of, what you not telling me that? Wow, I didn't even know Cecil's dad was, because we were just friends and we were just working together. And I didn't know that Cecil's dad was this big wig in the music industry. I didn't know that. And Cecil's dad is in the credits of Thriller. His name is Cecil Holmes. Look in the thank yous. Okay, you'll see it. And so anyway, I said, everything is you. And I started listing, you know, and I told him how, like, Darien Dash, right? Michael was being sued for $44 million. That's Cecil's stepbrother. Okay, I had no idea. Okay, Cecil told me, and they settled out of court because Randy had cut a deal with Darien Dash, who's Stacey Dash's brother, cut a deal, and because Randy had all Michael's assets, and they were going to do a deal, and Michael was selling his assets for $500 and something million, over $500,000. And with that $500,000, Darien was supposed, not Damon Dash, not Jay-Z and Damon Dash, Darien Dash. Damon is their cousin, okay? Darien Dash is Stacey Dash's brother, okay? And Cecil's dad was married to their mother. And Cecil's known them since they were children, little kids. And Darien Dash was suing Michael for 9%. Even though when Michael got acquitted, he decided, even though Randy had power of attorney and Randy signed the deal, Michael didn't take the money. He said, I don't want the deal. Michael was acquitted. He didn't want the money, right? So then Darien said, but I still get my 9%. I did all this work to get the deal and got the deal done, because he was some kind of financial guy. And the name of the company was Prescient Entertainment. Prescient something, maybe not entertainment, but Prescient something. Holdings or something, right? And so Michael didn't take the deal. So Darien sued him for $44 million, which was 9% of the $520 million or $40 million or whatever it was, right? And so I intervened, right? Talking to Cecil's dad one day on Father's Day. And I said, you know, Darien is suing Michael. And he's like, yeah, what's going on? And I told Cecil's dad what I just told you guys. And the next day, Darien called Cecil's dad and said, and Cecil's dad said, I hear you suing Michael Jackson. And he said, yeah, and told him. And apparently there was some settlement over on the table. And Cecil's dad apparently said, because I talked to him about it and explained to him about it, Cecil's dad kind of intervened and told Darien, one bird in your hand is better than two in the bush. And so the next Monday, they went to court, and Darien told Londell that I'll take the deal. I'll take the settlement. And the settlement's confidential. I don't know how much it was, but it wasn't $44 million, right? So I don't know how much it was, but they settled out of court, and that's because I intervened with Cecil's dad. Did I get anything for it? Nope. Got nothing, you know, but I was just doing what was right for Michael. So I was explaining all these things to Michael in the letter. And then when I got there, I told Londell, because I had met Londell in person and spoke with Londell McMillan when I was covering the Mark Schaffel versus Michael Jackson trial in Santa Monica. So I told Londell that day, I said, look, I have an end to Darien. So if you need me to intervene some kind of way, just let me know and I'll see what I can do, right? And so he's like, oh, I know Darien. He said he had it handled, right? But he remembered me, right? And so when this happened and Darien was with them and sitting down, Darien and Michael were looking at me, and I told Darien, I went, come here. And Darien got up from the chair and he came and walked towards me, and I said, give this to Michael. I said, give this note to Michael, because I remembered he took that girl's note. And Michael likes letters and notes, right? And I said, give this to Michael. And he gave, and then he went back and he sat down. And I saw him hand it to Michael, the note that I gave him. So you guys who think that I don't know Michael or the haters and all this other stuff, I've been a part. And then to have the trial, the documentary about his innocence. I signed the deal 7 weeks before the death announcement, 7 weeks before the death announcement, right? I was part of the pre-planning, something that was on the marketplace that said that Michael wasn't a pedophile, right? And so my documentary was part of their pre-planning, and Michael wanted me to know because he had the same address. My distributor had the same address as the Michael Jackson Company. And then the name of Rock City, which was my distributor, was the same name as a company Michael had with him, Jack Wishna and Kerry Gordy. Incredible, incredible. But that reminds me of Jesse Jackson and Jesse Jackson's birthday. And I remember Jesse's tall. Jesse was like 6'3", and I remember Michael getting on his tippy toes, like, I don't want to look short. I don't want you tall. I don't want to look short. And I remember Michael doing that, right? And so that was a great memory to meet Jesse Jackson, and rest in peace. And I thank you so much for everything that you've done. That everything that you have done for in the name of racial equality, Jesse. And just have a wonderful conversation with all your buddies up there. It's a great reunion. And this time I'm really going, oh, you ain't threatening no one coming. Oh my God, this person I banned is back. How is that possible? I banned them. I banned them. Let me unban and see what all they're saying. Let me take some screenshots of this. Oh my God, this person just keeps coming. Why? Why do they keep coming? Why do I unbanned? Let me see. Person is no longer. I want to unban you. And I want to read the comment. I banned them, so I can't read the comments. But this person is just, I mean, they're stalking me. They're stalking me. And now they're trying to like put my other business in this. See, now I gotta do something about this now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at all these. It's just straight stalking. It's just straight. And I'm not pressing the buttons right. Trying to reconnect. You know, this is just awful. This is just awful. Just awful. Just awful. Very, very, very stressful. All right, guys. I will talk to you next time, okay? Bye-bye.